It's episode 1245, and it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Nashville, it's artist, producer, mogul, Derek Miner.
What's happening?
Right down the street there, our managing editor, downtown Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
And from LA, you know, from Social Club Misfits, it's Marty.
What's up?
We are missing Jesse today because he is off in production on a TV show. Big news. He didn't want me to tell it, y'all, but he's playing Dawson in the reboot of Dawson's Creek. So
that's exciting.
He's shooting right now.
That's a lie.
That is a lie. No, he is working on a TV show. He's just behind the camera, not in front of the camera. But yeah.
So before we go on, I just want to point out to the listeners out there, that before every show now, the question is always, are you recording? It's always, are you recording?
Yes.
And it's just so funny to me because Cameron just missed one episode of recording.
I'm telling you, people troll me.
That's it.
I get trolled on anything we post about the podcast. They're like, hey, we're just happy y'all recorded it this week. I was like, it was one time. It was one time.
Y'all are brutal. Hey, the podcast, y'all are brutal. And some of this is to blame on Cameron because Cameron is also a person that will not let you forget like something. If you take an L in front of Cameron, just know it's following you for the rest of your life. And he'll find ways that have nothing to do with the thing, but he just puts it together, and
I enjoy a good callback.
So, you know what? Keep trolling Cameron.
It's fine with me.
Keep trolling. We need the trolls.
Listen, you want to talk about trolls? I told you, we've been doing a lot more on Instagram, you know.
Right.
Last night, literally, somebody just DM'd me going, hey, man, I've been following Relevant for 15 years, and I've never seen more of y'all's content being shared and in my feed. And, like, it's awesome to see a brand that I enjoy. My friends are engaging in, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, man, thanks so much. You know, I'm spending a lot of time on Instagram right now, personally. I'm as relevant, whatever, all this stuff. Dude, I'm seeing every comment. And the funniest thing to me is, you know, we have our followers and there are certain posts that stay in the family. It'll stay like 90% to our followers. And for some reason, random posts will be 95% not our followers. So all of a sudden the replies are coming in like they have no clue we're Christian. They have no clue what we're about. You know what I mean? It is some of the most wild. I sent Emily one last night that we did a thing. We did a thing that we posted a study about statistically young women are leaving the church more than young men. Young men are increasing in attendance and young women are leaving for the first time ever. It was a big deal. And a guy went into our comments last night and said, and I quote, and I screenshotted this and texted it to Emily in the middle of the evening. He said, women are more selfish now than they've ever been, and that doesn't leave much room to serve God or others in the church.
Oh, yeah.
Divorce Dad 83.
Right.
Dude, the way my jaw dropped. The stuff people say on the internet is so wild to me. Like, I get it if you have no avatar. I get it. You're just working out some of your demons and hurting other people. You're hurting people because you were hurt. But when you say ignorant stuff like that, 10 toes down with your face and name right there, what is wrong with your brain? It is wild to me.
What's wrong with his brain is no, never mind. I'm not.
He got hurt.
We'll just keep going on.
He got dumped. He got his heart broke.
His cornbread ain't done in the middle.
I know exactly what happened. He never lifted a finger for 30 years. His wife divorced him. She moved on to a guy who was a part of the power team in the 90s. So he's big and strong. It's like an episode of Simpsons when Milhouse's dad. Can I borrow a feeling like he left the family? And you know what I'm talking about, Cameron? Like he's divorced. He has a bed that's a race car. You know what I'm talking about here? You know, like things are he lives in a place that is like Strawberry Heights or something, you know, these weird names in the neighborhood. There's a community pool. And there's a lot of single men. Yeah.
He's on a watch list. He's on a watch list somewhere too.
I don't
know where it's at. It's like a watch list at like Home Depot because he got into it with the gardening guy because you know they were. You know what I mean?
A raccoon got into the filter of the pool and he was trying to help out and he got in a fight at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's wild. Like, and a lot of times, and the other thing I learned is like, we've gotten from like back in the day, people would share our articles, they click on the article, read it, and then they would comment. Then they started just commenting on the headline. And then now on social media, they don't even read the headline. And so like literally I'm trying to put as much. So we were posting where we would like post a graphic, but then in the caption, you need to read the caption.
You got to put it on the picture, bro.
You got to put it on the picture. Oh my gosh. This is what I'm learning.
You got to put the article on the picture pretty much,
dude,
bro.
That's what we've learned, because people are literally in the comments going, well, when does this thing release? Or when does that thing release? And it's literally on line 2 of the caption. But and so like as relevant, I'm like going, did you read the caption? And then like inevitably a minute later, they'll delete their comment because they realize they're idiots. But like, it is wild to me that people are like.
My favorite is when they will like start off their comment by saying, so I haven't read the article yet, but, and then give their opinion on it. And it's like, so you're admitting you actually should not be talking about this in any way.
But
you're going to go ahead and do it. And it's like, I need us to have an ounce of critical thinking, just a smidge.
No,
I did enjoy.
We want to argue, Emily. We ain't doing that. We trying to argue. Lord. I'm trying to get my takes off, bro.
Relevance Instagram is actually serving 2 purposes right now. 1 is to share information on the intersection of faith and culture. 2 is to teach people how to read again, because people will comment things. No, because people will comment things, and we're going to respond to all of them.
We're fighting a good fight, man.
I will shame you into reading. I have no problem with that.
That's what I'm doing. You guys, this all came to mind because Derek was saying Cameron will troll you. I am going, if you are showing your ignorance in your comment, I will point it out to everybody else reading these comments.
Bring back shame. Bring back shame.
This clip right here with Cameron and then ending with bring back shame is going to be snipped and put on the relevant. It needs to be put on the relevant IG, where Cameron's just going to be like, hey, this is what we're doing. And then Emily ends it with just chanting and just, I think that's the best way. Yeah. Bring back shame.
Bring back shame.
If you ever see Relevant say or do something you think is out of bounds on the internet, that is me. That is me late at night in the Relevant account doing stuff. Just
now, I have a notes app full of comments that will never see the light of day because they'll get me fired. But I do have to like type them out. Yeah, like that man in air quotes who commented
Emily
that.
Just has a notes app full of rage, bro.
Honestly,
a rage page is crazy.
A rage
it's
page,
like that thing of write a letter but don't send it kind of a thing. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, okay, I have full blown emails that I haven't sent, comments on Instagram. I got a lot of things in that notes app.
Dear Derek,
Emily,
stop canceling 24 hours before we're supposed to go on air. Dang it!
It is. I have a password protect on it because I'm like, if everyone ever sees my phone, like,
I thought you were joking. You really have this?
No, I do.
Serious.
Oh wow.
I really do. We've talked about this before. I used to have like really bad anger problems and I've had to work on it. And one of the ways I've worked on it is I let the rage out in a safe, password protected notes app. And then I get back to my life.
That's amazing.
This is my girl. This is why I love you, Emily. This is why
your phone ever gets taken and exposed. I want to read all those comments.
Do you share the password with your therapist? Because it might be helpful.
Absolutely not. No, I have 2 notes. I have like 2 notes in my phone that are password protected. 1 has a list of all my passwords. And then 2 is the notes app with, or the notes with rage.
You can share it with your big brother. I won't tell everybody. Just share it with me. I won't make fun of you. I won't silently judge you. Just send.
I'll give you
to Derek.
I can send a little snippet of some of the things.
Just the pink spoon.
So last night, this is at 10:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I sent her a screenshot of this man's comment, and I just said underneath it, I go, in case you want to sick all your friends on this awesome person, this just happened. Right. And she goes, this is all she replied. She goes, I'll handle him. And that was it. And I got chills. And I was like, okay.
That dude is in trouble.
She goes, I'll handle him.
Dude is in trouble.
No, I'm telling you, the stuff in the notes app absolutely would make him cry. So I had to tone it down a bit. But
Emily, send me one. Send me. Look, if there's rated G to rated R, just give me the PG-13. You don't gotta give me the rated R
in the middle. Yeah,
give me the PG-13. Give me one that's PG-13. What I can handle. Preferably about Cameron.
There you go. Well, that's a whole other file.
Yeah, that's a whole other notes app.
She had to print it out. It's in a box under her desk. All right. We have a great show coming up. Jonathan Roumie joins us. Jesus is here. I wonder what he would think about
Special
this conversation. Yeah.
We got to be on our best behavior. Starting now, we'll be on our best behavior.
Starting now, yes. Jesus is coming up. You know him. He plays Jesus in The Chosen, which is breaking box office records right now. Season 5 will come to streaming this summer. Also, at the end of the show, we have a new game called One Has to Go. I'll explain it. And right now, stay tuned. Up next, it's Relevant Buzz. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again. Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold. Okay, it's time for
Relevant Buzz.
Tell us what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture this week, Emily.
First thing I want to talk about is a viral moment from a reality dating show that happened this week.
Which I'm sure Derek is up on all the reality dating shows.
Yeah. But I just want to see if you know it. So tell me a little bit more about it right quick.
Exactly. Yeah, I knew you'd be on it.
No, I'm on
if reality dating show is not your thing, please don't check out on me. I promise this will be worth your time. Because this is about a show. This is a clip from a show called Farmer Wants a Wife. Have y'all heard of it?
This is a real show.
But I'm invested.
Farmer wants a wife already. Is his name Farmer?
I'm invested. I'm ready. Put me on.
This is on Fox. This is like a major broadcast network. Yeah. Farmer Wants a Wife.
Yeah. This is not playing after The Chosen. This is on
real TV.
So, okay. Yeah. The premise is exactly what it sounds like. There are 4 single farmers who are trying to find love, and there's 32 women competing for a chance to date them.
And they're real farmers?
Real farmers. Yeah. Some of them are like cattle ranchers. One guy has like a soy farm. So different options there. They're like late 20s, early 30s.
Emily does a lot of research, and there's this one guy that looks like he's the dad of all the other guys. He looks so old, and he's only like 31. So he's just lived a rough life on the ranch. You know what I'm saying? But like he's 31, but like these other guys are like 27, 28.
Yeah. So in a recent episode, one of the farmers, Farmer John, was on a one-on-one date with a 24-year-old contestant named Samantha. And the date had been going well. They were sitting in this field, talking, getting to know each other. She's telling him, she doesn't want to feel like she's in a competition. She's looking for someone different. Very typical, normal reality dating show stuff. And then John leans in for a kiss. And that's when she stops him. She puts her hand on his throat and tells him that she actually can't kiss him.
Just let's play the clip and then we can explain afterwards. Here we go. You guys got to see this.
I cannot kiss you on camera. There's a reason for that. I'm going to marry someone someday. It might be you, it might not be you, and I do not want something of me kissing another man on television.
You?
If it's you, then we don't have anything to worry about.
I certainly thought that this was going a different way. It obviously is a dating show.
Yeah. That those are my values, and that's what I believe, and I don't want that of me on the internet anywhere, because I want my husband to have more than that.
Well, I do very much respect it, and I understand it.
Do you, actually?
I do.
I can give you a hug.
I'll take that.
I think romance and intimacy is something that you can't rush.
It takes time. That's just a boundary that I have, and I will not be crossing it.
I love it. Get him, girl.
I'm not even mad. I love
that.
Good for you. I just don't know why she decided to choke him.
Yeah,
well, it's because he was coming in aggressive with an unforeseen kiss. Yeah. She was like, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
It was just an awkward hand placement, but he was coming in pretty aggressive. Here. Yeah.
So, oh my God.
So good for her. Hard boundaries.
I will say this. He didn't make it super awkward, but I respect what she's doing. And she pulled remember back in the day, there was that Christian dating show with Ambrosia from like the Trump thing. And then like that Christian rapper, Ross Servant. And he got kicked off. Remember that?
I never watched it, but
he got kicked off. What's the girl's name?
It's Omarosa.
Omarosa, yeah.
Are you talking about the one
Ambrosia?
Ambrosia. I think that's a disease. I think I said. Well, the first episode of it, she's dating 12 guys, and the guy goes, "I'm not going to kiss you because I'm not. I don't know if I'm going to marry you or not." And she goes, "Get off the show." She kicked him like off the island. After that, this is like the same vibe, but yeah, that's pretty funny.
But he did say, he said, "Hey, this is kind of a dating show, so I mean, look, this is what we're supposed to do." She was like, "I don't care. These are my values."
She stood on business.
She said, "I don't want that on the internet."
I love it.
I really
love
respect.
it, girl.
I mean, and she's also got like cameras on her watching her. Like this is not just like it's a lot to say that just even in like if they were, just the two of them. But I
here's a conspiracy theorist in my head though. Here's a conspiracy theorist in my head. Forgive me because this is how my brain works because I'm a skeptic. But what if she's like kissed a whole lot of people in her life? What if she's an OnlyFans model, but she only did this just to get attention?
Okay, well, I'll be honest with you, a few things. So we didn't know who she was. It was just a clip on a dating show. And we posted this yesterday on Relevant's IG account. Like, look at this, guys. And people were like, "Oh, that's awesome. Who is she? We want to encourage her." People were really encouraging in the comments. And then she posted in the comments. We didn't tag her because we didn't know who she was. And then she posted in the comments and she's like, "Hey, y'all, thank you so much for this positive feedback. It gives me hope in the world." Apparently, she's been getting like trolled on dating show internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you too good for things? And so she was really encouraged by seeing the relevant feedback, right? Well, when she commented, there's her name, there's her IG. Everybody starts clicking on her IG. Well, it turns out her IG she's kind of an influencer, fashion influencer, stylist. And there's a lot of pictures of her in bikinis and in modest clothes. And so then the conversation on our thread changed. Like, we like what you're saying on camera, but what you're posting on IG doesn't kind of back that up. It kind of seemed like you're trying to have it both ways. What's your actual deal? And so that did kind of murky the waters. We thought we had this nice, clean narrative here of like, "Oh, look at this, a good example." And then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe she was just on the show for fame reasons,
Well, I would say, here's the thing.
I'm a skeptic, but I hope not, because good for her. If not, good for her.
Well, here's the thing. I'm from Miami, right? So I'm from Florida, where like I don't know how risky her photos are, but like that doesn't, for me, I guess I'm so used to being in a culture where people, that's just how they dress, or that's it's not a reflection of maybe their character, where she doesn't, just because she doesn't want to kiss you and maybe she's wearing a bikini pic, like those, like what she won't and will do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So in my mind, like she is in control of what she releases, and she has every right to show off what she wants in a controlled way, because she's not doing it with other guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely, this is for her. Then she also brought another boundary here. I think none of that opposes. That's just who she is. If I'm watching this and I see her, I would be like, all right, I get it. Like, she doesn't want to have a kissing on camera. She's, I love that. I think nothing she's doing is wrong. The influencer thing doesn't bother. I just think it's who she is. And it's also this generation,
Yeah, I wasn't bringing up the idea of, hey, if you dress scantily clad, that you deserve to be kissed against your will.
I don't think any of us thought that, to be clear.
Part. Yeah, no.
That's the clip. That's the clip right there. Emily did research her, right? Emily,
yes,
what are your thoughts about everything?
From what I saw, she is not an OnlyFans model. She's just a fashion influencer.
She's a stylist and influencer.
See, there's a God.
No, I think it's more of what Marty was saying of like, I think that it's just sort of a generational thing, or like just kind of in her influence, like that might be how everyone dresses. So she doesn't really see any issue with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
but
so
that
like,
doesn't change her personal standards of like what she's going to allow in her life.
Right. Yeah.
I have a third option here. I'm watching it, and I think something happened on that date where she just got the ick from this guy, and she just wasn't going to go with it just because cameras are there. Like, oh, I have to kiss you now. So then she said, "Oh, by the way, my husband doesn't want me to kiss you, my future husband or whatever." I think she just didn't like him. That's my thing.
You might be right on that one. He might have had the chew in his mouth.
Yeah, at some point. Some point she's like, "No, I'm good. I have standards." It's one of the three. So there you go.
He's putting a Zen in his mouth.
You know what? That's a rational one there, buddy. I like that.
All right, moving on. We're going to shift gears a bit because Barna just dropped a major new report, and it shows something that we haven't seen in a really long time. That's exciting. There's been a big increase in the number of U.S. adults who say they've made a personal commitment to Jesus that is still important in their lives today. So right now, 66% of U.S. adults say they've made a personal commitment to Jesus. And that's a big jump from just a few years ago.
I don't believe it. How does that line up with the rise of the nuns and the agnostics and all that stuff? 66% is a lot of people.
But then we say the nuns were declining for the first time. There was an article.
They didn't increase.
Oh, it plateaued. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So to be clear, the question that Barna asked was, have you made a personal commitment to Jesus? That does not necessarily mean that people are calling themselves Christians. And in fact, according to the report, almost 3 in 10 people who say they have a personal relationship with Jesus do not call themselves Christians. So the report is saying that there is a group of people who are interested in faith and spirituality, but they're not necessarily interested in labeled organized religion.
But you said it was a big spike in just recent years, right?
Yeah. Back in 2021, the number of U.S. adults who said they had a personal commitment to Jesus was at 54%. And since then, it's climbed 12% over the last 4 years, which Barna says adds up to nearly 30 million more adults who now say they're
30 million in 4 years. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And again, the Barna study can't pinpoint exactly why this shift's happening. They have said that there's obviously a lot of variables, a lot of cultural moments that have happened, but they do point to the fact that some people, like we said, with the nuns are just kind of figuring out maybe more the terminology that they want to settle in. So that's why
when somebody says I have no religious affiliation, that we call them the nuns, some of these people maybe grew up in the church and they still have a personal commitment to Jesus, but they don't like the label Christian. So if they get surveyed, they were like, well, don't call me a Christian. I would say I would have no religious affiliation, but in their personal belief system, this other study is finding, well, they still believe in Jesus. They follow his teachings. They just don't want the label, kind of a thing. So that's how the data can line up.
I've been there. I know there was definitely a specific point in time in my life where I would have considered myself a nun. Where I was like, not it was like, man, I love Christ. I love Jesus, love his teachings, fed up with the church. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of that, that's where we at. I think some of that is because of the alignment in the church with such staunch political alignment where, because in politics, you feel like you have to choose a side. So then when it comes to faith, you kind of feel like you got to choose a side too. Like, okay, well, this brand of Christianity is more conservative and strong right conservative. And then this side is like extreme liberal. And they want me to pick a side to go here. So I just won't go anywhere. I'll just, it's rough. It's rough. But I also feel like recently, though, that feels like that's changing a bit. Have y'all noticed that it feels as though a lot of the churches are kind of pulling away from that and just kind of trying to distance themselves from just politics in general?
I think it's because I'm observing the same thing. I'm interested that you saw that as well, because I think in the first 2016 to 2020 era, the political fight for conservatives, for Christians, was pro-life, overturning Roe v. Wade. And now that happened, what is the conservative agenda now? It's economic. It's different. It's not faith-centered. It's not life issues. It's not pro-life or not. It's just economic. So then it's like, well, that doesn't define my faith, whether the stock market is up or down. But this over here is like life and death. So I'm going to stand on this because of my faith conviction. but I don't have a faith conviction about the stock market. So, you know what I mean? So I think that's why they're like pulling back a little bit more. Not that they're necessarily changing affiliation at all, but I agree with you that it's not upfront anymore or as much as it used to be. Yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense because the platforms were all dug in on gender issues and abortion, but now it feels as though it's almost as if we've just moved past that. Like that's not even a thing anymore.
Really, the only life issue is immigration. You know, the immigration stance.
Yeah,
you know, like
it's immigration and it's war. You know,
war.
Yeah, it's immigration, and how do we think about the war?
It is interesting. The Barna study did point out that, particularly with men, there has been a lot of growth over the last few years. So Gen Z guys have seen a 15-point increase in personal commitment to Jesus since 2019, and for millennial men, it's been a 19-point increase. Oh wow! So I think cool. We were talking about the focus on gendered issues. I think the shift from that, we can kind of see a little bit of a correlation between men coming into the church or coming into Jesus, at least.
That's a great point.
When we posted this on IG last night, a lot of people were asking, like, how in the world could they quantify this? In fact, a famous actor jumped into the comments and he was like, how could you even figure this out, like to come up with this stat? And Barna's research was substantial. Just so y'all know, this is a credible survey. Over the last 25 years, they've been doing this. They've been doing phone interviews with over 130,000 Americans. I mean, and they've been doing it at different intervals so they can measure the differences. So the systematic approach has been consistent, and then they can measure the variables within that approach. So like this is legitimate research is all I'm trying to say. And if you're interested in the science of it all, that is in our article. We kind of unpack like their methodology so you can know it's a legitimate survey, not an online poll that 100 people took. You know what I mean? So
I was going to ask why they didn't call me. Right. But then I remember I screened every number that's not saved to my phone. So that might have been the Barna group that I might have had my chance with some of these 15 random phone numbers that I don't recognize that call me every day.
Okay, moving on to the very last thing I want to talk about. American Idol has announced they're basically doing like a full-blown worship night on Easter Sunday this year.
Okay.
That's cool.
It is very cool. The April 20th episode is being titled as a 3-hour Songs of Faith special, where all the remaining contestants will be performing worship and gospel songs, but they're also bringing in some big names like CeCe Winans, Roman Collins, Brandon Lake, and Jelly Roll. And the judges, Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, Lionel Richie, will also be performing faith songs as well.
Let's go. Easter night.
I never thought I would see this.
Right?
I never thought I would see this on American Idol. This is new. This is a
3-hour special on ABC on Easter night. Isn't that crazy?
That's a new thing.
Good for you, bro.
Yeah. But I totally hear what you're saying, Derek, like that this does sound really surprising. I will say the last few seasons, and especially this season, the contestants have been very faith forward with their Christianity. Some contestants have even auditioned with Christian praise and worship songs. I actually want to play one of those auditions because I think it's going to blow y'all's mind. We're going to play the audition of Kanan James Hill. He's a 17-year-old aspiring preacher who, dare I say, has the voice of an angel. So,
so first of all, I'm going to play. Okay, he did on a. We're now past the auditions. We're a couple of episodes in, and he just performed Marvin Sapp's "Never Could Have Made It." We played that a month or two ago, so I'm not going to play that again. I'm telling you, the goosebumps I had. This man, anyway, he's 17 years old. He graduated high school early to pursue his calling of ministry. He wants to be a pastor and a worship artist or a gospel artist. And here is his audition for American Idol.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Well, what are you going to sing for us today?
I'm going to be singing I Need Your Glory by Ernest Pugh.
I love it.
It's great.
I need your glory. I want your glory. Less of me and more of you is what I need. I need your glory. And I need your power. Less of me and more of you, Lord, is what I need. strayed away. Rejected your love and your warm embrace. I realize I need you more and more each day. More each day. Anybody in here need His glory? I need your power. Oh, less of me and more of you. Lord, is what I need. I need your glory. Anybody need His glory? It's everything that you need. Everything you'll ever want. I need your glory. I need your power. Just somebody less of me and more of you is what I need. I need your clothes.
Oh, he got Lionel Richie stuck.
Wow.
Goosebumps all over.
Oh yeah. Yeah, book that. That's that. Yeah, go on and send
That's
that.
incredible.
Send that to the final top 3.
Dude.
We gonna go
He
do
did
that
get
right
the
now.
golden ticket, so he got to from the audition. He got straight to the live shows, which
Yeah.
they only hand out like a handful of that every season. So
Yeah, he got the give him whatever that is. Let him have that. Yeah. What you just saw, so I got 2 observations. Observation number 1. If you're a 17-year-old and you look 37, you're gonna be an amazing singer. Because like it's just what it is. Like if you go look at
He's 17.
all of the
Wow.
if you go look at all of the people in the 70s,
Yes.
if you looked at them record covers, you would have thought that they was like 30-some years old. So how old was he when he made this album? Oh, he was 19. Like that, you've been
great.
through it. You're everything. That's that. And then number 2, this is also the main thing. Black church has produced the best vocalist of our age perennially. Like, we have to give the Black church way more credit because, bruh, so many people learn how to sing like that just at church. So shout out to the Black church. I'm going to show love to y'all too. But yeah, if you 37 at 17 years old, book it. It's a wrap. And he got a little mini afro too, like they did.
I'm going to play 20 seconds of him doing Marvin Sapp real quick because you'll appreciate it.
Never would have made it. Never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see that you were there for me, and I can say I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better, so much better. When I look back over all you brought me through, I realize that you were the one I held on to, and I never would have made it. Somebody help me sing in this room. Never could have made it. Oh, without you.
He is one of the best singers.
I would have lost my mind. But you were there for me, right on time, and
But him picking Marvin Sapp is diabolical, just by the way.
Derek, I just flew home from from Fort Lauderdale to LAX, and Marvin Sapp was on my flight, and Sebastian Maniscalco. It was a really weird to have both of them.
When they were like doing the pre-flight checks, did Marvin yell out, "Shut them doors"?
Okay, to be totally honest with you, I was like, Sebastian Maniscalco has a really good opportunity to say something funny, but he was with this other guy who had like this full Louis Vuitton outfit. It was like really interesting. And then Sebastian was like totally by himself, and he was like standing by me. I just realized it like later on, but I was like, it's so funny. I got these 2 people on my flight right now, and I would love it'd be funny if Sebastian Maniscalco was like, Miss, like said something, but yeah.
Marvin Sapp, he's never going to live that down, by the way. He's never like...
Shut the doors.
It's just never going to live that down. Cameron's going to keep it alive forever.
All right, so all that to say, Easter Sunday night, you get to see Kanan, CJ Hill, Kanan James Hill sing on their faith night. Which
do
is
they get
cool.
voted off on the faith night?
I hope not.
I don't know, actually.
That would be so diabolical. Your song about Jesus was so bad, you got kicked off American Idol.
Maybe they get voted off in the first hour, and then in the third hour, they come back after.
Resurrected.
Yeah.
I like it.
It ain't gonna work that way.
They vote off the least anointed singer that night. Like, you are not living right. You're not living for the Lord. I can just tell you're faking it. You're out. Yeah, Derek, like you said, I never thought I'd see the day where like mainstream pop television is doing a Jesus night. Like, that's just insane to me.
It's amazing.
It's crazy.
It has idol in the name.
Somebody did say that in our comments. You know what?
I know you got a page and a half in the notes app.
Dude, this is true. This is somebody said like all these people are like, oh, this is great. Jesus in the mainstream. This is awesome. We prayed for days like this. This is awesome. And then there's a shift. Some people started going like, the hardcore, I don't know if they're reformed or whatever, but like the Bible talks about if Jesus is popular, that's not the real Jesus. The faith is supposed to be hard. You're supposed to be hated. So if it's being accepted in the mainstream, that's not the real faith, blah, 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 right? And then somebody was like, I hope everybody notices that the word idol is in the name. And I was like, Christians, get out of here. Let us celebrate this.
I mean, some Christians is either one or two things. You either working for the devil or you just enjoy stepping on rakes. Like, I just like, cause it's like, bro, it's a win. Like,
take it. What do you want them to have a Satan night? They're having a Jesus night. What do you want?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't have goth night. I'm sorry, My Chemical Romance was not available for this. I'm sorry, buddy.
Let's put Marilyn Manson on there. Like,
what do you
is
want?
that better? Would you enjoy that better? Marilyn Manson, we can throw him on there. DJ Paul, Juicy J, and Kanye have a night. Then you would be happy then, right? Nope, you won't because you're just miserable.
It's
in
called
real
the
life.
Grammys. No, I'm sorry. They already have a show.
Don't forget Lil Nas X. We need to add him too. You just let's do that. What's his name? The little dude, Lil Uzi Vert. Throw him on there too.
Right.
Y'all, there's something wrong with y'all, man.
Just celebrate the wins, y'all. The good things are happening. God's moving. Let's go. Speaking of God moving.
Don't you like winning? Don't you like to see God win? You like to see it, right?
Speaking of God winning, up next, it's Jonathan Roumie. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times bestselling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting GodTheScienceTheEvidence.com. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose The Barbarian Way. Available now, wherever books are sold. Well, today we're joined by Jonathan Roumie. You probably know him as Jesus from The Chosen. The 5th season is currently being released in theaters, so we sat down with Jonathan to find out more about bringing the humanity of Jesus to the big screen and why we need to see the emotional side of Jesus now more than ever. Here's Emily's conversation with Jonathan Roumie.
Thanks for talking with me about season 5 of The Chosen today. Can you believe it's already been 5 seasons?
It's gone by like this. It's a little scary how fast it's gone.
Really? In what way?
It's just the passage of time. You know, it's the fact is that we're now 2 seasons away from it being done. And, you know, we've all of us involved in the here have lived with these characters or these positions for about 7 years now. So it's kind of, it's sort of becoming real that the journey is almost complete. So there's a bittersweet aspect to that.
Well, we can stay in the present for now. What has been your favorite part about filming season 5?
I think clearing the temple, the scenes where Jesus has a whip and he just goes to town and basically gives the Pharisees who have been treating the temple with disgrace and mockery, giving those Pharisees a little piece of his mind, and really trying to set them straight, was a scene that was really, really fun to play and to see sides of Jesus that we've never really seen before anywhere, really, for that I can remember with the level of intensity and a scope that is just nothing short of epic.
You've been getting into the mindset of Jesus for a few years now, but like you said, we're seeing a different side to him in these new episodes. How did you prepare for this season?
Yeah, I think because we hadn't seen certain colors of Jesus' personality, colors that are clearly, human and things that people can relate to, sides and shades of emotion that all of us can relate to. I think to finally be able to get to express those was very satisfying in a lot of ways, especially as an actor, because you kind of want to have the full gamut of an emotional experience with whatever character you're playing. But with Jesus, he's very, very specific, and there's a certain range that people, I think, are used to seeing. But if you believe in the fullness of his humanity as well as his divinity, like I do, he experienced everything that we do. It's why we can relate to him in that way. And but we just haven't seen it. And because we have the gift of and the luxury of time with telling this story, it's allowed us to be able to take our time and build up into these moments and these passages of the gospel that we see these different sides of Jesus. And I think the way in which these scripts were brilliantly written really weaves a complete story and a complete cinematic experience, for that matter, that will, I believe, be very satisfying to our audience, while still being faithful to Scripture.
I know for a lot of viewers, The Chosen has grown our faith in so many ways. I'd love to hear from you. From the time you started to now, how has your view of Christ grown or changed?
I don't know how much it's changed, but I think it's expanded to really consider the the nuances of emotional complexity that he would have experienced because of the dynamics of the relationships that he had with his disciples, with his friends, with his family, with the Pharisees, with the Roman political machine. All of these things would have affected and impacted him in some way, and he would have had an opinion about it. And the fact that we've got to see what those opinions might look like has just been, for me, a personal meditation in the extent of his humanity, one that I hadn't really considered before working on the show. And I think that that's been the greatest gift that this show has given culture and the world, and especially those who consider themselves believers and of the faith. That there are sides of Jesus that we haven't quite contemplated. Catholicism has this element called Ignatian spirituality, right? And it's about taking a passage of scripture, and it was sort of introduced by Saint Ignatius of Loyola, taking passages of scripture, reading it a couple of times, meditating it, and then putting yourself in those scenes and asking yourself questions like, what did you see? What would that have looked like? What do you smell? Very sensorially kind of based questions that I think stimulate a deeper encounter with the scriptures, a deeper encounter with Jesus ultimately. And I've heard from many people. I was just on Cardinal Dolan's show here in New York, and he cited the Ignatian spirituality, the aspect of that the show brought out for him, and so he could completely relate to it. And similarly, like people of many different denominations find these sort of endpoints with which they connect to the show in ways that are deeply meaningful, and a lot of it comes from this imaginative prayer. This idea that like we can get to know Christ more deeply by putting ourselves in the scene as humans, and what would have been our reactions to the mundane as well as the divine, and how would we have reacted. And so what we try to do as a show is to just give people, to sort of supply that for people, so that it might expand their understanding, and even more importantly, expand their and intensify their appreciation for the reality of Jesus's humanity on just a day-to-day basis. So I think we've been really successful with that in many ways, and that's, I think, what people walk away with the most when they see the show, especially for the first time. They're like, I can't believe how accessible Jesus feels to me now. And these apostles, like, they're no longer images in stained glass or on gargoyles or statues or anything like that. They feel like real people. And our point is, yes, they are like you and me, and they died for their faith. Every one of them were martyred for their belief in who Jesus was. And they set an example for how we can live our lives as people of faith.
Well, like we mentioned earlier, we are getting closer to the end, and next season we'll have Jesus' death and crucifixion in it. How are you preparing for this really crucial moment in the next season?
A lot of praying. I mean, every season there's some giant challenge in front of me to something to surmount, and I can only do it through prayer and aid and grace. And so from a spiritual, emotional standpoint, I'm just looking for guidance every step of the way, because this is bigger than me, and it deserves more than I could probably ever give it. So without some sort of divine assistance, I would be hard pressed to try to say that I know exactly what I'm going to do. So there's a lot of prayer, and there's some, aesthetically speaking, there's some physical preparations and making sure that I kind of meet, at the very least in my own mind, the level of physical appropriateness that people would expect Jesus to have on a cross. I'm a very visual oriented person. I draw a lot of inspiration from paintings. And so if I can kind of tailor what I do, whether it's gestures or poses or the physical shape to something that is of significant artistic, reference, to me, that's part of my job.
That was Jonathan Roumie. Thanks, Jesus. Make sure to check out The Chosen in theaters now and watch for it when it releases on streaming on Amazon Prime, I believe in June. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's One Has to Go. Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. All right, it's time for One Has to Go. So I'm going to go around the horn here. I'm going to give each of you a list of 4 things, and you got to tell me which one has to go. It's not that hard, all right? But then maybe explain why.
You're going to make it hard,
you may be wrong. No, it's pretty easy. Here we go. All right, Derek, you're up first. Coffee, tea, soda, or juice? One has to go.
Coffee, tea, soda, or juice. You know what? You can get soda out of here. I'm going to keep it real. Yeah, I don't drink soda.
Wow. You just took away Cameron's blood supply.
Yeah, I don't drink soda.
Coke Zero.
I can't live without coffee. Tea is great because it's tasty, but then it's also, you got medicinal benefits. Juice, who doesn't like juice? Like, I don't know.
I would actually get rid of juice myself.
I was going to get rid of juice.
I get rid of tea.
I'm cool with soda. Soda can go. I don't need it.
Wow.
I drink, no lie. What is it, a 2 liter? I drink 4 liters of Diet Coke every day of the week. I drink all day long.
Diet Coke too.
I don't. A lot of people drink coffee throughout the workday for energy. I don't. Yeah. I drink Diet Coke throughout the workday for caffeine.
I'm cool with no soda.
All right, Marty. Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, or TikTok? One has to go.
Netflix,
YouTube, Spotify, or
TikTok. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, man, I'm gonna have to say I will probably get rid of TikTok, and I'll tell you why. As of recently, with it like being taken off and having 75 days, the algorithm has been a little fishy. I love weird. Spotify. Really I love YouTube because I could see part 1 and then that's it. Versus, TikTok, where it's like part 1, part 2, part 3 broken down. And then Netflix, is essential. So I'm going to have to say TikTok. Bye-bye.
And we have Reels, and YouTube Shorts.
And honestly, Reels is just amazing. And my comments go way more viral. Like right now, I have like 5 different comments and different posts that are going viral. And TikTok's like faceless to me. Like people comment and you're like, I don't know who you are. There's no friends here. It's just people you might know. Instagram's more personal.
When the algorithm felt more dialed in, it might have been a more competitive. But ever since that first where it got rebooted
happened
or whatever.
there.
Something happened.
And now all I see is police videos of people being audited. That's all I see now.
Like a drunk lady getting pulled over and being ornery of the cops. Part 7.
That's it.
It's like,
yeah,
but I didn't see parts 1 through 6. It's part 7.
And then Ferg told me that he goes, he's like, the only thing I don't like about TikTok is like it'll have part 3 and then where's part 4, 5, 6? And I'm like, that they'll get you. They just stop and you're stuck. You gotta find on YouTube.
All right, Emily, texting, calling, voice notes, or FaceTime. One has to go.
Probably texting. I really am not.
You're insane.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not a huge
You want to call and FaceTime instead of text?
Yes.
Are you a boomer? Are you a literal boomer?
Okay. I send voice notes to my friends all the time.
Right after Women's History Month, you gonna do that?
Thank you. Exactly. I send voice notes to my friends all the time. FaceTime, I like seeing people's I like the things where I can actually hear or see the emotion. I don't like text because it's like I do feel like I'm having to infer a lot. And I also just don't like texting. I also don't like this with texting. I feel like there are people in my life who feel like I texted you, you should answer me immediately. Whereas like if I miss their call, they understand like, oh, okay, she's busy, she'll get back to me. Texting people are like, why aren't you responding to me right now? And it's like, because I have a life. So if I could just not text.
I think that's in your head.
Well, sure.
I would say it's either that or you got some very, very, very aggressive friends, which I don't I'm like, dang.
It is probably in my head, but I live in my head. So,
The thing about voice notes is that you could, voice notes, I've realized like 2 weeks ago, you could hold it down and it could double it and go really fast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wish I knew about that way sooner because.
Oh, I'm sending a podcast to my friend. Like I'm sending like 7, 10 minutes.
If it's under 5 minutes, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? 5 minute voice? Just call me.
Yeah, the voice notes. I can't live without the voice notes anymore. Like it's just way. It reminds me of BlackBerry though. Y'all remember when BlackBerry had the walkie talkies? I'm sure I'm old, but
I love that.
Yeah, that joint used to be lit. The
Nextel.
Did BlackBerry? I thought it was Nextels had it.
Nextel.
Yeah,
it was Sprint.
But BlackBerry had a version of it. Yeah, they
BlackBerry had a version of it too. Yeah,
I used to love BlackBerry. I used to have BlackBerry for the iPhone.
I never had a BlackBerry, but they always looked really cool.
I had a friend who was like really like he was successful, whatever. And when the iPhones came out, he had an iPhone, but he had a BlackBerry. And I was like, "Why do you have both?" And he's like, "It's easy. This is like Gen 1 iPhone when we weren't used to typing on screens yet." And he's like, "For emails and work stuff, I like my BlackBerry, but I like my iPhone for everything else." I was like, "Man, that's so baller." So I went and got a BlackBerry too, and so I had an iPhone and a BlackBerry, and I realized this is the dumbest thing. I don't need 2 phones. So
I got
1 year, 1 year. I thought it was baller. Anyway, all right, Derek. Beach, mountains, city, countryside. One has to go.
Beach, mountains, city, or countryside. I think countryside about to get fried. Yeah, I think it's over. I think it's over for the countryside.
Cooked, yeah,
I think it's over with. I mean, now listen, because this is the reason why I would say that is because a lot of mountains have a countryside vibe to them. Like when we go to Montana, like you're gonna get the rivers up there, or you're gonna get streams of water up there. You're gonna get all these different things. So I don't know. I just like the mountainous areas.
I feel like mountainside,
just flat country.
Yeah, I was gonna say mountainside is prettier than like the flat or maybe hills, something like that in the countryside, but it's just not as pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. I see the mountains every single day. And let me tell you something. There's people every day on the mountains and they're snowboarding and they're doing stuff. There's so much activities on mountains, and they look gorgeous.
Countryside, what do you got? You're just a farmer, looking for love.
Yeah. You got Farmer John, and then you got this girl choking him
in his soy farm.
Yeah, choke slam while he trying to kiss the girl.
Why'd she do the Star Wars grip on his neck? Like Darth Vader.
Okay, she couldn't like put her hand on his face. That would have been weird.
Yeah.
Hey, that would have been.
It would have been more controversial.
Yeah. A black girl would have did that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. A black girl would be like, no.
Yeah.
No,
she didn't know where to go. She just went.
So
she was gonna hurt him.
Slam my boy on his own show.
Good thing he didn't take that the wrong way and was like, "Oh, okay."
Did you see the way his face dropped when he realized like, oh, this isn't going how I thought? Like he literally leaned back. There was like a plate of grapes in between them, like for the date. He literally took the plate of grapes. And
it was like, you don't get no more grapes.
Yeah, that was a weird. I didn't know what he was doing with that. What was he doing with that?
I don't know.
He was
I
like,
think it was
how dare you?
Yeah. He's like, this date is over. I'm taking my grapes and going
Give me my
home.
grapes.
All right, Marty, breakfast food, lunch food, dinner food, or dessert?
Man, I'm going to get rid of lunch. I'll just get rid of lunch because we have dinner and we have breakfast. And I think that's okay for me. You know, I'm not a brunch guy. I don't need lunch. Like, what's a lunch? Like a sandwich? Like, we'll be fine. I could do a sandwich for dinner. Chicken parm.
All right. I can't think of the last time I had a dessert or anything sweet. I can't even think of the time.
Yeah, you know what? Over here, and I told last 2 weeks ago when we talked about this, these Korean bakeries, these Asian bakeries, they're all surrounding me. I'm getting jumped by Asian desserts. They're so good and delicious, and the cheesecakes that are like, oh, just forget about it.
My wife's a caterer, so it's dessert every day here, buddy.
Wow. Oh, and I've had it, and it's very delicious.
All right, Emily, Instagram, Twitter, or X, TikTok, or Threads? One has to go. Instagram, X, TikTok, or Threads? Pretty easy.
So you'd think that. It is going to be between Threads and X for me, and I'm trying to decide, like, if we're talking X a couple years ago,
we're not. We're talking X.
That's the
right
that's
now.
The thing. It sucks now, but like Threads isn't really that great either. I feel like this is going to be controversial. I know. I'm going to keep X and I'm going to get rid of Threads. Mm-hmm. It just
so you like the ghetto, is what you're saying.
I do love the mess. Gotta be honest. Those people are my notes app, but just tweeting it in real life. And like,
we just don't call it X Florida. That's what X is.
I like X because I feel like I'm learning. You know what X is? X is like when you go on TikTok and you see the STEM. You know, like there's a STEM tab for like learning, and no one ever clicks on it. I don't know why they have it. It's just there. But that's the STEM tab when you go on TikTok. It's like you're gonna learn. Like anytime I'm on, but if I'm on X, I'm like engaged and being like, "Whoa, these people are nuts." But Threads is calm.
There's gonna be an AI video of Donald Trump choke slamming Barack Obama through. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be something.
Yeah, Linda McMahon.
Threads is too rational. They're too smart.
It is very
and
rational.
They have it
You're
together,
right.
and I'm like, that's great
Adults.
for y'all. I'm on the internet to see chaos.
Yeah, you know how the guy was it the superhero dude from The Boys laser eyeing the Constitution, and they're gonna say, "Hey, this is what Donald Trump's doing to the Constitution." It's crazy. And then there'll just be a random dude from the hood in the back of the video. Be like, why is he there? You know, X is an acid trip, is what X is.
Yes,
it's an acid trip in Florida. If the mushrooms were in Florida and they were grown out of somebody's bathtub,
right?
That's what X is.
And as someone who will never do shrooms in real life, I like to microdose with X. That's what I'll say.
Oh my gosh! All right, okay, here we go. You sounded like Emily. You sounded like Joel Houston when he was talking about his new album we posted, and the clip.
I love that clip.
He was like, "It's like Hillsong United on drugs," but then he quickly caught himself.
I
He's
don't
like,
do drugs,
but I'm not on drugs.
I love that he said such a Christian moment. He didn't even let it sit.
It's like Hillsong United on drugs. But, anyway,
I'm not sure.
He realized that would be taken out of context. All right, Derek, I don't know how you're going to answer this one. Jeans, hoodies, sneakers, or baseball caps, hats.
Jeans,
hoodies, sneakers, or caps.
Well, it definitely ain't hoodies because I wear a hoodie every day.
Every day.
For me, it's going to be between jeans and baseball caps. I think I'm going jeans.
Okay.
I don't care about jeans.
That's what I would do too. You could wear sweats. You could wear other pants.
Yeah. I think you could wear the jean sweats, the sweats that look like jeans, and they're way more comfortable than actual jeans.
You could wear other hats than a baseball. You bring back the fedora.
No, we cannot bring back the fedora. Have you seen the size of this man's head?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
I wear. Yeah, I mean, look, I have a chrome dome. Like if I headbutt you, you're gonna die. So it is what it is. But I wear mostly toboggans. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I'm a toboggan guy because but I like the occasional baseball cap. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, Marty, Target, Amazon, Costco, or Trader Joe's? One has to go.
Ooh, this is rough.
That's a rough one.
Oh my, that's a rough one.
What is it? 3? Costco, Trader Joe's,
Target, Amazon, Costco, or Trader Joe's?
I'm gonna have to say Target. unfortunately, because
Your wife will divorce you.
You getting rid of Target?
Honestly, I would say Amazon. And here's why, actually.
Everything you get,
it's hard.
Everything at Target you can get at Amazon, Costco.
You definitely can get at Amazon. You definitely can get everything on Amazon. But I will say that whenever you go out like off the beaten path on Amazon and you buy something, it always comes out like you would imagine it's from Alibaba. And so that's why it's a little rough to sometimes, like I bought it holds your phone and you can put it on your car or whatever. And it's like the cheapest thing I've ever purchased ever. And so I'm like, I could have just went to Target and got a nice one. So let's just say Amazon, I'm sorry. Bye-bye. You're out of here. You're out of here.
Amazon. Okay. All right.
Amazon's out of there.
That's crazy.
Emily, last one. Here we go. Brunch, happy hour, midnight snacks, or late night diner runs.
I would do all 4 of those in one day. So,
so one has to go. I was about to say.
That's a Saturday for me.
That's a normal Tuesday.
You're the jigsaw killer right now, bro. Like, it's like,
okay,
bro, what in the world?
Cut off which arm?
Right, it's a loss.
Let's go. Okay, I gotta have brunch. Gotta have that. I have
to
to survive. Midnight snack is, of course. I think I'm gonna go with the late night diner run. Has to go. Just because that one's of all the options, that's the one I do less frequently. So I can live without it.
See, that's hard for me because the late night diner runs after the show are the most epic
when you're traveling and you get in late to a city.
And the homies come out to the diner at 1 a.m. It's just y'all there and the drunk people from the club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It is fun.
And the truck driver.
It's a rite of passage. Like I was telling my son had his friend over there, 15, had his friend over the other night, and we were talking about late night Waffle House. And I was like, have you ever been to Waffle House? And he's like, no, I haven't gone. I was like, I cannot believe that I failed you as a father and had not taken you to Waffle House at 1 a.m. And so this was like Saturday night, 2 weeks ago. It's like 12:30 at night. And I'm like, let's go. Get in the car, boys. And I took him to Waffle House for the first time at 1 a.m. It's like a cultural experience.
It is. There was no fight. First date. I had my first fight there. I had my first date there. I had a first kiss there. It's called the Hood Hibachi.
All the same night.
Yeah, it was all the same night. I fought her. She beat me up. No, I'm sorry. Me and my friends, we call it Hood Hibachi because you could sit and watch them cook on the grill right in front of you, and you sit at the bar.
Hood
and I love it.
Hibachi is perfect.
Yeah. It's a good thing. Crazy. I'm not saying if I could keep it, I would. But of all of those options, I gotta get rid of it.
You could Uber it, so you'll be fine. You know,
you'll be fine.
Late night.
All
snack.
right. Well, that'll do it for the debut edition of One Has to Go. I like this. We'll do this one again.
I like this one.
All right.
It's a good one.
Well, thanks again to Jonathan Roumie for joining us today. Make sure to catch season 5 of The Chosen. It's premiering right now in theaters. And like I said, it'll be coming to Amazon Prime in a couple of months. Don't miss it. Also, make sure to check out relevantmagazine.com every day, where we are covering the intersection of faith, life, and culture like no one else. A lot of fun stuff happening. Make sure to check it out every day. Sign up for our newsletter. Follow us on all the socials, especially Instagram. There is a lot of fun happening in the comment section. People are interesting. All right. On that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Derek Miner.
I'm Emily Brown.
I'm Marty.
We'll see you next Friday. Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Make sure to check out our coverage at the intersection of faith, life, and culture every day at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, don't miss our latest digital issue. Issue 116 features Nate Bargatze, Connor Price, and a lot more. And don't forget Relevant Plus. It's the best way to experience our content, including ad-free reading, an ad-free version of this podcast, and more. You can get all the info and sign up at relevantmagazine.com.
I like to microdose with X.
Relevant Podcast Network.